Welcome back to Cinema Corner. I'm Blake, and I'm here with my co-hosts, Alex and Josh.
Today, we're reviewing Robert Eggers' Nosferatu. This would be like the last big movie of the year. And boys, I feel like you guys have something to say, so go on.
Yeah, I'd like to say this right off the bat. I like how my stupidity has reached into you guys in a way.
Who the fuck starts a conversation like that? I just sat down.
As I say his name incorrectly, and Alex now just also says it incorrectly the way I do. So,
is it not Nosferatu?
Nope, it's Nosferatu.
Nosferatu.
I, for some reason, say Nosferatu, and
Damn.
You do too now. So,
that's crazy.
Call me Count Orlok because I'm creeping in your dreams. Josh,
how'd you know?
Well, it definitely wasn't the SpongeBob Nosferatu, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a bit disappointing. You know, there was no flickering of the lights. Thought that would get a shout out at least once.
I don't believe
because Isaac Newton got a shout out, you know, but can't get a flicker in the light. So, I don't know, man. The whole film was just
weird,
wild. It was just freaky and vibing the whole time, you know. But oh my god, hold up! My cat is biting the fuck out of me. Leave me alone. Ow!
Holy shit! Nosferatu's making an appearance. She's trying to bite him.
He is. He's on demon time. He was literally. My knee is bleeding right now. I was trying to keep it still that whole moment. Stop it, you bitch! What the fuck are you doing? Stop! I don't have to choke him out.
He's terrified. He's running.
Fuck! Stop it. Yeah, you don't like that, do you? I just covered him with a blanket. Okay, can I continue now? Thank you. Jesus Christ. Ow! I don't know why. Okay, anyways, as I was saying. Yeah, this movie was, you know, like I said, I love the reference, freaking and vibing. And that was the whole movie. It was way more sexual than I thought it was going to be. I needed a trigger warning before going into this film. Just for that alone. I guess I should have expected it because it was Lily Rose Depp was in this film, and she just decides to always just be in these kind of things. Thought maybe the rest
Robert
of the cast
Eggers doing it.
Well, yeah, that's true, and also Willem Dafoe. I mean, listen, man, I love you, man. You always give your A game, but you're starting to be an actor where I see in the film I might have to not watch it because you're 2 for 2 now on the last 2 films I've seen you in. That it has sucked. In terms of what I was expecting. But he was good. That's what's annoying, is that Willem Dafoe's good. So I don't know what you're doing, bud. Yeah, I don't know. I was told that this was supposed to be a very intense horror film, which it was in the first half. Second half is when it was just downhill. I don't know if you guys feel the same.
I mean, I kind of went in, like, I think for me, I knew it was going to be this way because of, like, interviews to saying that they definitely didn't want to just do, like the original from, like, the 20s again. Mm-hmm. They also wanted to, like, implement it on what that movie was actually based on, which was Dracula, which is essentially, you know, vampire, always sexual tensions with the main protagonist. That's kind of what it is, but in this case, they actually took like the vampire and made him fucking weird, disgusting, and you know, whereas in the past he's usually like not. So yeah, I don't know, man. It was in terms of okay. Let me give my positives because I feel like we can't just like go negatives here. This is shot like really well. This is shot really well. I gotta say, like despite everything, it's shot really well. It definitely captures like the atmosphere that they're trying to go for, like the clothing, just the sets, the design for everything was amazing. Like that, I can't take away from it. Acting for the most part was good. It's just, you know.
Whoa, no negatives, positive only.
Okay, positives, fine. I'll stay to positives. The movie wasn't too long. You know, it's 2 hours 12 minutes. It's, you know, kind of pushing it, but it's not. It didn't hit the 2.5 hour mark, so that's good. pacing was, for the most part, okay. That's as much as I can say. That's
it
positive.
for positives, really.
I mean, all the shadow work is actually really good too. So like in terms of like the horror aspects of the film and them leaning into that, especially in that first half, like Josh was saying, really good. It's just when they kind of divert a little bit, it starts to kind of dip. So yeah, that's as positive as I can get.
That's crazy. I mean, yeah, I feel like I don't want to, obviously echo the same thing because I feel like everyone's going to say the same things in terms of this movie was shot definitely very, very well. I feel like there was a couple scenes where the camera work was a little too much, like the slow tilts were a little too much. It was like, okay, we get it, but I think there was a lot of great camera work, and like you said, the costume design was phenomenal. The sets, everything looked really well done. I think they did a good job of kind of, like Josh said in the beginning, like the tension in the beginning was good. It definitely felt a little bit of a drop off kind of towards the end, but it still was pretty entertaining for the most part in terms of the way that they did. The shadow work for them was the main thing that I thought that they did really well, that you kind of never knew what could be going on or just how he was using the shadows kind of. But yeah, I mean, I think the best thing for me personally that hasn't been touched about was I didn't know this connected with the Sonic trilogy, and we got Jim Carrey as Dr. Eggman in this movie. I thought that was phenomenal. Nobody knew that. The way that Nosferatu looked with his stupid ass mustache, all I could think of was Jim Carrey's character in the Sonic series. That's all I thought every time I saw him. I was like, oh, okay. And then you pair his elite voice of, you just say, what's the most like generic kind of sounding you would do for like a Transylvania vampire? And you think of it in your head, you're like, boom, just talk like that. Why don't you? Because we're really creative here. He sounded awful. He looked so stupid. He was trash. Count Orlok was such a disappointment. He sounded so stupid. You couldn't tell it was Bill Skarsgård because of his voice. That's not impressive. All you did was lowered your voice and you talked like an old Transylvania. You talked like a classic cheesy vampire, dude. The look of him, he looked so stupid. He was not intimidating one bit. He just looked dumb. He was a huge letdown. But that's kind of just how this entire movie was. It was not scary at all. The horror aspect of it, I don't like horror movies. I'm afraid of horror movies. I started laughing at Bill Skarsgård roughly 20 minutes into him being in the film. Because I was like, this dude sucked. This movie was just not at all this intense vampire thing. It was just a stupid Oscar bait movie. Lily Rose Depp, not that good of an actress in this movie at all. Most of her delivery of her lines were so stupid. For one of her being like by the river talking to Frederick's wife, and she's all about like, oh, my destiny, whatever. It's like, did AI write this or something? Like, you're trying to make this sound super deep and whatever. It sounded so dumb. It was like, just shut up. Just nobody cares. It was just not entertaining at all for me. Just complete letdown. Don't know where the horror or the any kind of thing with that was. Orlock was a joke, dude. The Cullens are more intimidating than Count Orlok was in this movie.
It is valid. I left the film not knowing really what I just watched.
You left the film thinking, I'm definitely not going to watch that again, is probably how you left that film.
Yeah, it was... I don't know. It also just, it changed. There definitely was like a halftime adjustment. Okay. I know coaches say that's not a real thing, but there was in this movie. Because in the first half of the movie, it truly was setting up like it was going to stay a serious film, and we were going to see him either change into something horrifying when it came to Count Orlok. And soon as Thomas basically got bit, that's when it went downhill. As soon as that happened. Because all before that, it was like, they're showing kind of like some witchy vibes too. They're doing a sacrifice in the village, which, a little bit now after you finish the movie, that scene just was pointless. Meant absolutely nothing. at all.
Although I did want to know who the actress was immediately afterwards, though. So shout out actress. Yeah, who was on the horse, like the one getting sacrificed. Go on.
What do you mean by that?
Go on.
I think you gotta. Who is it?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I kind of want to know.
Oh,
Yeah. No, I don't know who she was, but
oh,
she did a good job.
oh. Okay. All right. So Alex's rating is gonna be higher than ours.
Most likely, yes.
Yeah, that brother's starving.
Anyways, as I was. So yeah, no. Anyways, yeah. It just the second half was just A24 classic. Just it felt like that vibes of it was just stupid shit was happening, unnecessary sex scenes that you can't tell if they're trying to make it humorous or actually serious, which means it's not funny. With Peace and Love, you didn't land a joke. Instead, it was just offensive to my eyes. And yeah, the design, it wasn't really horrifying. It wasn't even like the gross horrifying. It was just like where my hug at type of dude, skinny fat. That's what he was rocking, you know? Yeah. Yeah. Takes one to know one. Don't like it when I see it. Don't like it when I saw it on the screen either, bud. Okay? Yeah.
Yeah.
Disappointing.
You know, what I agree with you in terms of like the design of it, especially because like I was expecting something more along the lines of like the OG Nosferatu, which honestly is a lot scarier than what we got in the movie, but maybe with like modern prosthetics and stuff. I don't understand is like his entire body. You know, it's like they were saying, oh, they're wanting to go with more of a folklore kind of look. Okay, you know, they're supposed to be corpses and stuff. Cool. Pretty sure hair doesn't, you know, continue living after like your whole body's like decaying. So like, if you really wanted to do like a mustache, I feel like it wouldn't be that fucking bushy. One, two, the hair on his head, which was just like a little strand, is like the main indicator. Oh, you should not have pretty much no hair or close to nothing. So why is there like this fucking Dr. Eggman mustache right in front of you? Like, I get it, you know, like Vlad the Impaler, he was famous for having that fucking mustache. If he were to be dead or on the brink of death, like he looks like you can see his fucking ribs and everything, he wouldn't have a mustache. I'm sorry, I just couldn't get over that fact. If you wanted to have like remnants that there at one point there was, sure, you could have like I don't know, like one strand here and there, but not a full fucking mustache. Like literally, it looked like, oh, this is a mustache of a person that's actually still fucking alive, and then everything else is just fucking dead, you know, or like on the brink of death. So that made no sense to me, especially because like the hair too is like at one point you can tell the dude had hair, obviously. But that there was just like a little strand left. Why the fuck is his mustache still the only thing living? Like, that made no sense to me. I agree, the Transylvanian thing. Like, I get it. You want it to be more regional-like, but it went too. It's like
it was the comedic. Type. It was the comedic accent. It was not good. It was literally the comedy Transylvania.
It felt like Adam Sandler, like from Hotel Transylvania. You know. It's like I couldn't get that out of my head, like just like deeper. But I'm like, see, that's the thing. It's like there could have been something there, but you leaned into that way too much. I feel like if you would have had like little remnants of something there, sure, but you went way too far, and it kind of became distracting after a while. I'm like, you could have just kept like the deepness of it and just kind of dialed back on the accent part. I feel like it would have been a lot better.
There's also, along with that, first off, I don't know if he was going for, like, Latino baddies. He was rolling his R's like crazy. I was like, I don't know if that's accurate or not, but that was super distracting to me. He was rolling his R's, like, insane amount. I was like,
I'm not sure if that's kind of their thing. Probably,
yeah, that's what I didn't know either. But also, is he supposed to be immortal? Because why does he need an oxygen tank? His deep breathing, R.I.P. James Earl Jones. I was like, oh, we're doing like a Darth Vader nod or something. Why is this unbeing supposed to be scary character fighting for his life to breathe right now? I was like, what? This makes no sense to me. Aren't you undead? What do you need to breathe for? You're immortal.
Or like
why does it sound like
at the
you're
same
dying?
time? At the same time, it's like if you wanted to do that, fine. But then, like, I felt like at the certain point, it's like, oh, maybe it's because he's lacking like blood. You know, like he needs like sacrifice. So I felt like after he got Thomas, that was kind of gonna go away. You know, it didn't. It was kind of like his thing apparently. So
See, I had a different theory. I thought he was gonna pass it on to Thomas. I thought that was gonna be a twist. That his abilities he was going to transfer over, and that was the twist of the movie, of it being a remake.
Oh, okay. I got you.
That's what the whole point of starting with Thomas. Instead, we saw just a
him,
trash,
but not killing him.
Yeah, a trash return scene of him just struggling for half the film, and him being a pointless character.
Would have made sense because he bit him here, so it's like it would have punctured his lungs. So I guess that would make sense in a way. But like you said, they
I'm saying just because of how weak they made him feel.
He was super
that's
weak.
why I was assuming, oh, this is actually going to be a twist of it's transferring over to Thomas, and will make the film different.
Mm-hmm.
But no.
Nah. It was lame. He was fighting for his life.
Yeah, Thomas was lame. Waste of a character.
Come on.
Well, hold on.
I was going to say Thomas was the only
Nicholas Hoult did a really good job acting.
I could care less about Thomas's character.
Thomas was the only good character.
Like his like the
only
downfall
Friedrich was
is
the character I liked.
And for some reason, people say that it's the total opposite. Like they did not like his performance.
Friedrich was the only one that was actually being realistic in this whole goddamn movie.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Him just being.
He's like, I'm tired of this shit.
he said, "Shut up, bitch. Get out." Okay, I've been way too nice. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't understand that. I saw people talking about how they liked this aspect, this actor, this performance, and like their one main gripe with it was Aaron Taylor Johnson. I'm like,
I don't like Thomas's character. I thought Nicholas Hoult did a good job portraying him. I don't like the character.
I think like the thing for me for Thomas was like that scene where he just whips it out and it just starts. Yeah, so
that was his character arc. That literally was it. That was his peak of him in the movie.
Yeah, that was odd.
Otherwise, what was the point of him being in that entire film? What did he do?
Yeah, I feel like they kind of wasted him in a way by not just killing him off
because he didn't convince Ellen
bit him
to fight Nosferatu.
No, it was actually Von Franz.
Yeah,
Willem Dafoe's character.
So, what was the point of not just letting Thomas die in the beginning?
Yeah.
What was the point? What did we say his name was? Enrich?
Who? Oh, Orlock.
Right? What was the point of you, bro? That he was supposed to be Orlock's helper, apparently? Mm-hmm. There was one random scene where he's just naked on the ground doing some, like, Pentagon type stuff. We never got any kind of there was that symbol. Never got any clue of what it actually meant at all. If he was communicating with him with doing that, or we just had a random shot of him naked on the ground doing stuff. We saw him bite a pigeon's head off. That dude, it was like, what is the point of you? You had maybe 5 minutes of screen time. For what though? Take that 5 minutes.
Oh, and he was in the coffin too, when they were about to impale him.
You
or
didn't
they thought
move
they were.
The story forward at all. You made nothing make sense. You were just apparently an Orlock fanboy. We don't even know. So it was like, what was the point of that 5 minutes? It was just added on garbage. But I feel like that's how this
can I say
movie
something
was.
though? Can I say something though? In terms of his character, I felt like he was more of like a weirdo creep thing that I was expecting from Orlock that I didn't get from him, if that makes sense. Like,
no, I agree.
Like, I felt like that aspect of it that I was expecting to see
than Orlock.
Yeah, and that kind of sucks. So I'm like, in one regard, I agree with you. Like, he kind of didn't do anything for the story wise, but I mean, in terms of like the performance, I felt like he partly put a better performance than, Skarsgård did for.
Nah, bro, you can't hear or tell that it's him. So he did a great performance
for Orlock, but
yeah.
If you look at
another
example of the actor was doing good, just character sucked.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Honestly,
The
I would
movie
say that
excelled
goes
at that.
for. Yeah, I would say that'd be kind of like the big overall thing.
Agreed.
They did
Just-
their job. Like no one like sucked at doing their job. It's just that the characters themselves that they were portraying sucked.
Well, I mean, you could throw Robert Eggers in there for, being the writer and the visionary of the whole thing. You could throw in there that he sucked because, once again, his movie just wasn't very good. People need to stop acting like he's up there with the elites. The Lighthouse is not anything special at all. This definitely was not anything special besides some of the cinematography. That's about where it ends. You're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy.
Are those the only two you've seen?
Well, yeah, I haven't seen The Witch or whatever his other one is.
I've saw
The Northman?
the Vidge.
How was it?
It's okay. I mean, I would say it's better than this film.
Ironically, the main lead was supposed to be Anya Taylor-Joy before she dropped out due to scheduling conflicts.
Seems to some reason have a loyal following from his actors.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, yeah, Vitch was better. That film also wasn't that great though. It was okay. It
So
was
have
it was
none
enough.
of us seen
it was
the
enough
Northman?
for me to give like higher than a 5.
No.
I'd say that.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So it's,
High bar beans.
It really is.
Yeah, overall, I mean, sure, I get the whole people are talking about, oh, wow, this is a lot more accurate to the classic lore or whatever. Okay, cool. Orlock looks stupid. The whole story was kind of whatever. Once again, there's a lot of it I didn't understand, which some of it, sure, if you want to say I didn't understand, I'm dumb, sure, go ahead, you're so smart. Also, some of it is just bad writing. Stuff just didn't make sense. What was the point of all the symbols? What was the point of his henchmen? What was the point of his whole obsession with her? He groomed her from a child, and then he left her alone, and then all of a sudden, because she was with another man, he decided to show up again. What did he need him to sign a contract for if he was just going to kill her at the end? It wasn't like he was marrying her or anything. What did he need her consent for if he was just going to kill her at the end of it? Don't get that whole thing. For what, bro? What was the contract for? What was her needing to succumb to you and be like, yeah, by the third night you will, for what? For you to kill her?
I think it's something to do. I mean, I could be wrong because I also, to be honest with you, I don't really understand it that well. But my whole takeaway from that was that he couldn't legitimately like do anything to her because she was in a relationship. Like she married under whatever church with Thomas. So the only way to do that was for him to basically sign away his contract that they're no longer officially together, so then he can actually do it. I don't know. That's just how I took it, but that's
Exactly. We don't know.
to be honest. I don't even know. I don't know.
Great writing. We don't understand the main plot point. Might be an issue.
I mean, and like Blake said, it could be us. We just didn't understand it. But I mean, the fact that Josh, are you in that same boat too?
I'm fully in the boat. This film is not made for me, so
There we go.
I
Yeah.
will agree with that on that point.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I think before we get into the ratings, there's one more thing that I have to get off my chest here. All you freaks out there who talk about how great Orlock was, I wouldn't have needed to wait 3 days, whatever. Get help. Professional. Find God. I don't know what you need to do. Go on a journal. What is wrong with you? Did you miss the point where the whole thing was? He took advantage of her when she was young, trying to find anything to help, and he groomed her and did stuff to her when she was a kid. She was happily married, and then he wanted to come back to kill her. Did you miss all the sexual assault stuff, all the grooming stuff? You dumb, or do you need help? Find one. Pick one. You're a problem. That being said, this movie was probably like a 4.8. And that's pretty much solely based on the cinematography and the actors doing what they could with the movie.
I would say pretty much the same. I'd give it a 5. Same reasons.
Now, real quick, there's a counterpoint to you, Blake. Specifically you. What about Wanda? She commit elder abuse and plenty of other heinous things, yet you call her Mommy Wanda.
No, all right. I know that sounds bad.
What are you talking
Hey yo, this is not the
Dude,
not
you
the
need
video to
help?
do this.
about? Nah, that stuff doesn't count. That was multiverse. I don't count that. That was a multiverse, bro. Multiverse is different.
Okay. Anyways, yeah, this movie is like 4.6. Wasn't for me, and it wasn't good. There you
Which
go.
sucks because like I think we all kind of agree there are shots in here where they're genuinely like really well done, but you know, as stills amazing, but once you composite them together into this film, it gets rough. It gets rough to say the least.
Yeah, free Dafoe, bro. Stop giving good performances in trash movies.
Let Defoe cook. Do what you want, King. Go crazy.
At what point do we start just blaming him?
Never blame Defoe.
I
He's
might
never
be
the
in.
problem.
I don't know.
He's always given it his all.
He's
I don't think he's ever
agreeing to
given a
these
bad
movies.
performance.
He has become Defoe for how bad the movies are.
Okay.
All right, well, for all 7 of you who watch this, including the 3 of us, so the 4 of you, let us know down below what your thoughts are. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys in the next one.